Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Would you like even more content? Here's my Patreon. Now onto the stories. Case file number 1181, written by eBunni. Surviving an explosive incident against all logic. Keeping with the parents' intuition, back in high school, I twisted my ankle pretty badly, severing ligaments and all, in my gym class. My high school was about 1 kilometer, 1.6 miles, away from my house, and there was a stair bridge I had to cross to get home. Since I couldn't even put my foot on the ground and wasn't used to the crutches yet, my mom would drop me off at school and give me a ride home. It was November, and I'd finished class almost at 7 p.m., so it was dark and very cold. I'd been waiting for my mom to pick me up for nearly 20 minutes, which was very unusual. I was hurting, cold, and hungry. Honestly, getting a bit angry because I had tried phoning home and her cell phone and no one was picking up. When I finally decided I would have to try and make it home by foot, she appeared. I waddled to the car and asked her where she had been. She told me she was home. I got angry and raised my voice a little, but she just apologized and said that she just couldn't bring herself to get out of the house. She knew I was out in the cold waiting for her, but she just couldn't leave because she had a bad feeling about it, and her instinct was telling her to wait a bit longer to go pick me up. I asked her how bad it was, but she couldn't explain it. Like I said, my ankle was hurting and by now I was beyond hungry, so I just told her to forget about it and let's go home. Midway home, we were caught in traffic, and this bus on the other lane passed by, and at the same time I heard a boom and felt a little shake. I say to my mom that I think the bus blew a tire. She says that wasn't a tire blowing up. The traffic eases up and we start moving. A little closer to home, we hear sirens. Fire trucks and ambulance sirens. We get to the back of our neighborhood and there's shattered glass everywhere in the road and sidewalks. We parked behind our building complex and saw that one of the cafe owners, we have shops below the apartments, was bleeding from his head. Now we're getting really concerned and go to the front of the complex. I kid you not when I tell you it looked like a war zone. Dust-covered cars and trees, and there was so much debris on the ground that you could not see the floor. I am 1.71 meters tall, almost 5'7", and I had debris up to my knees. Underneath the building in front of mine, all the cars had been crushed by what looked like massive pieces of cement and marble. I looked up and then I saw it. The last 3 floors of the building were missing. A couple of pillars held the last floors, but all the walls were completely gone. It was obvious then there was an explosion. Firemen and EMTs everywhere taking people to an improvised triage tent. We ran home. The door at the entrance of our building, an iron door, had completely come off its hinges. We got up the stairs and our door was completely fine. We get in and nothing looks out of the place until we open the bedroom doors. There was a massive hole in all 3 bedrooms where the windows were supposed to be. The metal window cases and the blown-up shutters were inside the bedroom on top of the furniture and glass was everywhere. In my bedroom, even the computer keys were missing. Right where I would have been seated at the computer, there was a huge cement rock. Had I been home, I would have been hit by the explosion waves, glass and debris. And had we not been stuck in traffic, our car could have been one of the crushed ones, with us inside. I never gave much thought to my mom's feelings, but I'm glad she got this one. Even weirder, no one was where they were supposed to be that night. Everyone got home late, and those that were home got away with just cuts and scrapes. We were all beyond lucky that night. Case notes file 1181. Surviving an explosive incident against all logic. To be honest, if anyone attributes this astounding event as mere coincidence, it made me feel diminished. This is too incredible to chalk up to rolls of the dice because your mother knew something truly horrific was going to happen if she didn't wait. You'd both have come home, spent a minute inside, and then boom. And it wasn't even just your mom. Everyone in that building that lived there either was in an area that they wouldn't get severely hurt or knew not to come home. There must be some guardian angel involved here, or at least some access to the future knowledge. Because that's what it was, future knowledge. People knew what was going to happen. Floating like a sea salted air. Some people can smell it, discern it. Others don't, but maybe they follow a tether from other people that do. You can't see it, you just feel it, sense it. your mother took it to heart and saved both of you. But it's sad in a way because people won't understand just how incredible the story was. It's not just an accident or luck. Case file number 1182, written by Captain Stupendous, the Starcraft expansion that didn't exist. Back in 1998, my girlfriend and I were at Comp USA browsing the PC games. We found an expansion pack for Starcraft, and I remember being surprised that it was released so soon. We figured that there was no rush to buy it right then. By the next week, it was completely gone. This is where things get weird. The official expansion pack, Brood War, had not yet released. Only one unofficial expansion pack, Insurrection, was ever released. That was not the game my girlfriend and I saw at the store. The unofficial expansion pack did not feature Sarah Kerrigan, while Brood War and the box art and tech summary of this mystery game did. This was at the time before it was common knowledge that Kerrigan would be the focus of the expansion. The mystery box was white, and not the green-gray mix that was on the box of the official Starcraft expansion. Finally, this game was clearly on sale with multiple copies available, and was certainly not a bunch of dummy coming soon boxes. I ended up emailing Blizzard Entertainment to clear up the confusion. They responded that no official expansion had yet been released, nor did they send out any dummy boxes to promote the release of Brood War. Case notes file 1182. The Starcraft expansion that didn't exist. A split in the space-time continuum in that local area, and a focus on the time element of space. Simply, you saw that Comp USA shop, and maybe just a little segment of it, as it would be in a few months, maybe a year into the future when the game was actually released. People experience this frequently, watching TV shows, movies, seeing other kinds of products not even released yet. It's a trip for sure. Also, Starcraft is such a good game, but I hate the Zerg. I'm all Protoss, baby. Case file number 1183, written by Tatsui1. We died, but our hearts restarted in unison. I forgot about this when I posted my first really weird memory, but it was something my mom told me when I asked about my birth and dad. I was born 3 months premature, but 3 months after my dad died, an odd coincidence. During the birth, complications arose and mine and my mom's hearts both stopped. The doctors worked for about 10 minutes before giving up. But as soon as they called it quits, both of our hearts started beating in unison before becoming independent. The doctors finished the birth with a C-section, and when they had to explain this to my mom, their best explanation was, somehow your hearts jump-started each other. As a bit of background, my mom told me she wouldn't live past 18, had me at 31, is now 51. Because she was allergic to most fruits and vegetables, and also had a severe iron deficiency. When my middle brother was born, he was hospitalized on and off for 6 months due to a weak immune system. Alive but a dumbass, so there's that. On top of stabbing, shootings, riots, fires, and gas leaks, me and my family should have died many times over, yet somehow we survive each oddity. Case notes are file 1183. We died, but our hearts restarted in unison. I think we have a collective history of quantum immortality, jolting again and again, tethered, connected in this multiversal freeway between you, your mother, and your whole family. It's kinda wild to hear about, but I can't even begin to fathom what the experience would be like in each moment. You both must feel like superhuman sometimes, and I can't blame you. Or like Neo in the Matrix. You're the final destination nullifiers. And now time for the quote of the day. If we're not meant to have midnight snacks, why is there a light in the fridge? Unknown. Hey, this is the truest quote that's ever quoted. There's a light in that damn fridge because they know people are going to snack at night and it's intended. It's an intended feature. So don't feel bad when you go at midnight and snack. But, maybe get a fruit instead of ice cream. I may have some cashew-based caramel sea salt ice cream in the freezer right now, and it's kind of calling to me, so it's a problem. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.